Welcome to Breakup, cheater. Let's get into today's story. I think every man has a moment, a split second, when something inside him just clicks and he realizes, this isn't working anymore. For me, that moment came on a Saturday night at a party I never even wanted to attend. Cindy, my wife, pushed us to go. It was Megan's birthday. One of her co-workers, someone I barely knew, and honestly, someone I didn't care to know. Cindy spent an hour getting ready, obsessing over which outfit flattered her best, then turned her criticism on me. We argued about shirts. Mine were apparently too boring. That should have been my first red flag. She wasn't getting dressed for me. The party was loud, too loud. A chaotic mess of unfamiliar faces, forced laughter, and the unmistakable stink of too much alcohol and too little sincerity. I stood there, drink in hand, counting the minutes until we could politely leave. Then Megan, already drunk and craving chaos, decided to stir the pot with a round of truth or dare. A bunch of grown adults playing a game better left to teenagers and campfires. But we played along because that's what you do in social situations where you're just trying to keep the peace. And then it happened. Megan, eyes glazed and grinning like the devil herself, pointed straight at Cindy and said, "Truth, if you could swap Gordon for someone else, who would it be?" The room erupted in laughter. Drunken, expectant, excited for the punchline. Laughed too. Nervously. Foolishly. 'Cause I thought it was a joke. But Cindy, she didn't hesitate. She smiled, tossed her hair back and said, "Swap? Izzy. Ethan from my spin class. He actually listens." The room lost it. Someone knocked over a drink. Megan howled. And me. Forced a laugh. That's what you do when your wife humiliates you in front of 20 people. You act like it's nothing. You raise your glass and toast to your own humiliation. She winked at me like it was all in fun. But it wasn't. And the rest of the night blurred together into noise and motion. Cindy, laughing louder than usual, drinking more than usual, standing closer to Ethan than she ever stood next to me. I watched her smile in a way I hadn't seen in months. And not once was that smile directed at me. On the drive home, the silence was deafening. Not the cold, angry kind of silence. Oh, this was different. This was the kind that says we're already gone, we're just too scared to say it out loud. She hummed to herself while scrolling on her phone like nothing happened. But for me, something had shifted, permanently. A wire inside me had snapped, and I knew we weren't just tired or distant. We were broken. We got home. She kicked off her heels and made a beeline for the fridge, as if she hadn't just gutted me in front of a room full of strangers. "You're mad," she said, not even looking at me. I leaned against the doorway. Not mad. Just wondering when I became the punchline. She laughed under her breath. "Oh, come on, Gordon. It was a game. Grow up." That was her defense, a game. Like our marriage was something you toy with until it breaks. "You picked Ethan," I said, quieter this time. She shrugged. "It's not like I meant it." "You sure about that?" That was when she turned. Finally looked me in the eye. "You know what?" she snapped. "You've been sleepwalking through this marriage for months. Maybe if you actually paid attention to me, I wouldn't have to joke about someone else." That was the first real blow. The first time she made it clear that this wasn't just a flirty joke. This was a confession wrapped in sarcasm. "You've been texting him," I said. There was a flicker in her expression. Barely there, but I saw it. "And if I have," she fired back. "It's not like you care. You hardly even notice when I'm in the room." I stepped closer. "You're right. I didn't. Not until tonight." She set her water bottle down harder than necessary. "Ethan's just a friend. You're making something out of nothing." I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I just watched her. And in that silence, she flinched like I'd screamed. "We're just bored, Gordon," she said, softer now. "Every couple hits a rough patch." "This isn't a rough patch," I told her. "This is you looking for the exit." He turned away. No argument. No apology. Just retreat. I went upstairs alone. The next morning, her side of the bed was cold. 3 days passed. We barely spoke. We moved through the house like strangers, talking only about groceries, bills, logistics. But never us. And then Thursday came. I got home early from work. Cindy was upstairs, probably getting ready for another night out. Her phone was on the kitchen counter. Normally I wouldn't touch it. But that night, I did. The screen lit up. Ethan, had a great time today. Miss you already. That one line told me everything I needed. I didn't need to unlock it. I didn't need confirmation. Just knew. She came downstairs, still fixing her earrings, and froze when she saw me at the table with her phone in my hand. Her smile disappeared. What are you doing? She asked. Waiting, I said. For what? I slid the phone toward her. For the truth. She crossed her arms. You're being paranoid. Am I? There was a pause. Long one. Then. Fine. We had lunch. With Ethan. Yes, Gordon. With Ethan. 'Cause he listens. Because he sees me. Leaned back. Heart pounding. Calm. So go be seen. What's that supposed to mean? It means you've made your choice. I'm just making it official. Her face twisted. You'd throw away our marriage over a few texts. No, I said. You did. She grabbed her keys, her phone, her bag. No tears. Just fury. The door slammed so hard, the picture frames rattled. And the strangest thing. I didn't miss her. I slept better that night than I had in months. The next morning I made coffee, toasted a bagel, sat at the kitchen table and didn't call her. Instead I started packing. Her things, clothes, shoes, makeup she hadn't used in months, one box after another. I stacked them neatly by the door. When she came back later that day, she walked in and stopped cold. What the hell is this? I stood, wiping my hands on my jeans. It's what you wanted. You can't just pack my stuff. You left. I'm just finishing what you started. She looked around, eyes wide, and for the first time, really saw what she'd done. We can fix this, she said, voice cracking. No, I said. You don't fix something by pretending it's not broken. She turned and left again. This time slower. Days passed. And then one night, I came home to find her sitting on the porch, mascara smudged, looking small. Please, she said. Don't do this. I already did. She followed me inside. Pleaded. Begged. One mistake, Gordon. You're going to erase everything over one mistake. I turned to her. Clear. It wasn't one mistake. It was every choice you made after. The way you laughed at me. Lied to me. Made me feel invisible. I handed her the folder. Divorce papers. This isn't you, she whispered. No, I said. This isn't you either. Not anymore. She left for the last time. No slam. No yelling. Just the sound of finality. Weeks passed. Then months. I started living again. Running. Traveling. Breathing. One day I saw her. Outside a cafe, pacing, arguing with someone on the phone. She looked exhausted. But I felt nothing. Later Megan messaged me. Said Cindy and Ethan were together now. That it was a mess. I deleted the message. I wasn't rooting for her to fail. I just wasn't rooting for her at all. Because Cindy didn't break me. She set me free. And if she ever wonders what finally did it, what finally made me stop fighting, it wasn't some huge betrayal. It was the 1,000 tiny cuts she thought I'd never feel. Until I did. And by then, I wasn't hers to hurt anymore. Thanks for watching Breakup, Cheater. If you've ever been through something like this, drop your story in the comments. You're not alone. We'll be here. Ready to listen.